I love that we get to celebrate Youth Day today. And of course, one thing the youth love to do, at least I did in my youth, was watch movies. And we have JP Sebastian here.
Yes. And there it is, the dramatic intro music for JP Sebastian.
Yes.
He's here. How's it, brother, man? Happy Youth Day, happy Friday. Welcome to the show.
Happy Youth Rebellion Day, South Africa.
Okay, movies, dude. Like Zoe said, that's what we all used to love to do. I'm saying used to because, well...
Used to?
Yeah,
Oh, you don't do it with your kids.
I do it with my kids now, but I mean, I don't know. Do I still kind of fit into that youth category?
I can hear myself aging in this conversation.
No.
Wow. Okay, no. So look, for the young at heart, there will be movies out today. And actually, a lot of them center around themes that, you know, the youth are very interested in. The first two movies, in fact, center on a culture that's taken the world by storm, especially with the young. K-pop, BTS,
Yes.
and now they're solo documentaries for some of the members, because I think that they're beginning to branch out. It's 10 years since BTS landed. This is the 10-year anniversary.
10 years already.
And as such, for fans out there, and I know that you're out, and you know this before me, like I'm old news if I'm bringing you the fact that J-Hope and Sugar have a documentary out today, limited time. So please check your local listings and take your girls, take your boys, go make a night out of it. The story being is their road to the solo album, their road to branching out from this larger project that BTS is. And so follows the one onto his trip to Lollapalooza and the other into the trip of making the album. And what's interesting for me is that there are these sort of allusions to the fact that it's a really hustle sort of culture. The whole grind of K-pop. Actually, I mean, I've seen documentaries about this, and it's the culture is pretty darn ruthless, and they give allusions to that. But I have a problem with some of these documentaries, guys, like where it's from the perspective of, like, imagine Ewan does the Ewan documentary about himself. I mean, it's going to be completely glowing.
Yeah, but if you're obsessed with Ewan, you're going to love that.
Yeah,
You
but
see.
Thank you.
So that's what happened.
The thing and a sparkle on Ewan's eye there.
I did. It was a moment.
That's the thing, though. It's so manicured, though. And obviously the fans love that. But back in my day, when we had to watch movies by candlelight, music documentaries were like, okay, let's show the drugs, let's show the booze, let's show the hardship, let's show the struggle. I mean, one of my favorite bands, Wilco, fantastic band from Chicago. Everyone should be listening to them. They show the dude dealing with depression, dealing with his addiction to painkillers. But a lot of this feels like just marketing, which obviously that's fine. People also just want to listen to the music. It's not a sin. But
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
I was growing up obsessed with Blue, and they brought out a DVD, and it was just the guys being them. I don't remember seeing any
so
hardship.
sorry to ask, who's Blue?
Blue. Simon Lee, Duncan, and Anthony, they sing One Love. With the mother's love.
She just read the tattoo on her arm.
I told you I was obsessed, but I just loved that DVD, watched it over and over, because you got a snippet of what their life was like when they're not singing.
Yeah,
and that's what I was there for.
But again, to me, that's all very manicured. You're not seeing it like it's when you would like watch a Kardashians documentary. But anyway,
Everyone's depressed.
I'm sorry, in JP's myopic world, yes, in my silly little bubble, my grouchy critics world. But look, I'm happy for the fans. I'm glad for them. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. You're obviously a BTS fan. This is a big deal for you. And like I said, it's very limited screenings of these. So please check your local listings and do not miss the opportunity to see the documentary.
Next one, we have quickly, Greatest Days.
Greatest Days. Now,
talk to me.
Back in our day, they told us we have K-pop at home. And it was Take That. Is this a band that you remember at all? Take That?
Yes, of course, man.
Please name songs for me,
play
because
some
I'm
of
out of
their
my depth
songs.
here. I listen to Death Grips.
Let's focus on the movie right now.
Let's talk about the movie,
So
JP.
Greatest Days, JP getting off into a sidetrack then again about his old age, is a musical in the same way that like Mamma Mia is a musical about ABBA. It's a sort of a side project, a parallel thing to them. We had Yesterday, which was a Beatles thing, had included Beatles songs, but didn't obviously have the Beatles in it. And in the same way, you have the story as told from the position of the fans, not from the band, which is nice, you know, sometimes. How did you grow up? How did that sound form part of your individuality? And so it starts with them in their teenage years. And then I think a lot of critics are saying, weirdly, it takes this tonal shift into like something really traumatic and cataclysmic happens, which, yes, that happens in life. I was just saying myself. But its whole outside is feel good, and then it has this bit of sort of an intense reason why the friends break apart in their early age, but then they're reunited by the fact that one of the friends wins tickets to go see this fictional band faking, well, not faking, but they're representing Take That in the movie, doing the Take That songs, performing in Greece. Surprisingly, the band themselves is not in the movie, but whatever. If you're into Take That, like I said, some of us it was Blue, some of us it was Backstreet Boys, me it's Death Grips and Walko. Then definitely Greatest Days is one for you. These are all out today, by the way.
Amazing.
Take your mom, take your dad.
You've got quickly one more to mention.
Asteroid City is a big deal because it's Wes Anderson. We must know this name.
Oh,
Yes,
French
yes,
Love Wes Anderson.
Grand Budapest Hotel. For me, the first one was Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. So we just saw one about going back into your inner child. And for me, Wes Anderson is like a throwback for a lot of people. Was the first exposure for a lot of people to their indie turn into movies. They thought that they were suddenly arty because they were into Steve Zissou. I'm talking about myself here. Like, and he deals a lot in stories of people almost like little playthings. Like, every one of these movies looks like a dollhouse. You remember Grand Budapest? And in here, very much the same thing. Humans, like tiny ants at the center of larger emotions out of their control. Jeffrey Wright is fantastic. Steve Carell.
I love Steve Carell.
Bryan Cranston, the list goes on. It's huge, but a Wes Anderson movie is always huge of famous people. I'll tell you what, whatever. I'm not going to get into criticizing the guy, but I suppose I've hit my personal limit. For you, though, if you're young and you want to get into indie movies and art movies for the first time, maybe this is your one today.
Oh, thank you, JP
Thanks,
Sebastian.
JP.
Well, there are some of the movies geared especially for the youth that JP Sebastian rounded up for you, so do go out and enjoy it. I'm actually quite intrigued by the BTS documentaries. I want to go see it now.
It's a fascinating phenomenon, yeah. 2 of them.